By now, most of you know the ATF's plan to ban M855 ammunition or SS109, which has a penetrator core. It's just a metal core inside the round. This has been used by our military for over 30 years, and it's green tipped, it's surplus, it's cheap, and it's one of the most popular rounds fired by the AR-15 or those that have M16s because of the price. And it's reliable, and it's just a lot of fun to shoot. Mainly because it's cheap. Here's one of the common ways that the SS109 comes. It's already on stripper clips, comes in a 30-round box. It's for bandoliers. You can see this green tip, and that just designates it's a penetrator core. If it has a black tip, typically that means armor piercing. On the standard round, you can see it's just plain copper. But this is what they're trying to stop. And I mean, really, guys, they're not even using this as far as in crime typically. Very unusual. And surely not this. This is not something you typically just go to a store and find. You usually find this a lot faster. But this is one of the most, in fact, I've heard it's the second most popular round out there. It's inexpensive to shoot. It's military surplus, which is going right back to the government. Whatever we pay for this, however it's auctioned off or whatever. But it is something that's being given back to for your tax-paying dollars that went to produce this in the first place. And thousands and thousands, if millions of rounds of this is shot every year. So it's just really ridiculous. Many of you, like myself, I don't fire a lot of SS109 or M855. I just have other different type ammos that I use. But here's the danger. Number one, we've just started getting where we've got our ammunition back in supply, where we're able to go and buy the ammunition that we're looking for. When you dry up a large source of ammunition, one of the largest, it puts a strain on all the other 5.56 or 223 out on the market. And so all of a sudden we have shortages again. But the real danger is when the ATF gets involved more and more in things that involve the Second Amendment, our rights to shoot, and also setting up a basis to take other rounds. The problem is ammunition that is armor piercing has been banned for handguns since 1986. And it was the Federal National Law Enforcement Officers Act, and it was to protect officers. So anything that would go through a level 3 vest, which is your typical soft body armor that most of your law enforcement wears, that handgun rounds could not be fired through it. But there was a lot of protections given for rifle calibers and for sporting and hunting purposes. The big problem is the ATF now is starting to regulate what sporting means. And you know, guys, I'm not going to get into all these little details because there's a lot of videos out there that have been talking. In fact, if you want to get really into all the specifics, go to the Military Arms channel. Tim does a fantastic job of really getting down to the nitty-gritty. Me, I just want to talk about what you need to do to take action and why. And the big reason is because this is just another push toward limiting and infringing upon our rights, and we need to stand up to it. I'm telling you what, guys, we can talk about it and we can fuss about it all we want, but unless we're putting our mouths into action toward the right sources, and that would be to the ATF. Now, the easiest thing to do is to contact them via email, which we really all need to do, and it's APA comments@atf.gov. And I'm going to have a letter down in the description. You can just go down to the description. You can copy and paste that letter. It comes off of the NRA ILA website. And you can change it around if you want, but you can take that, send an email with that, and get it out there. That'll just give them another number to count toward opposition to this proposed legislation. It's not even legislation, is what's really sad. It's a ruling. And those are the things that are very dangerous. But that's the least effective. What we really need to also do is to send a fax. And I'll have the fax number down below in the description. And also, what's the best to do is to actually take a letter, print out your letter that I'm going to have down below, just copy and paste it, print out a letter, put your name to it, send it into the ATF with a stamp. And I'll tell you, that is one of the most effective ways to contact any, whether it's ATF, whether it's state and Senate, whoever it is, your representatives. So that's one of the best ways. A phone call is also a great way to do it, but a letter is the best. There is a letter that's been sent to the ATF with over 100 representative signatures, U.S. representatives, that have signed on and said, hey, this is not legal. It's really important, though, that we get in touch with our congressmen and our senators, whether they're pro-gun or not, because this gives them an idea of people standing and opposed to something. And, you know, it does put the pressure on, either way. And so getting in touch with them. I mean, here in South Carolina, we have pro-representatives, pro-senators. I mean, I'm not really concerned, but I want them to feel confident in fighting the fight. And if they've got a lot of letters from their constituents, they're going to have more confidence and more fire to get behind these things, which is really important. There are a lot of things that are screaming for the attention of your House and your Senate. A lot of different problems, a lot of different people are wanting different things. And the more they get concerning a certain thing, the more attention they're going to pay to it. So whether they're pro or not, this is really important to do. The other thing which is kind of puzzling to me is that this actually exempts .22 caliber. According to the law, according to the original legislation in 1986, anything that's .22 caliber is allowed to be armor piercing. Well, that includes .223 and .22 long rifle, obviously, and any .22 caliber. Now, the actual diameter of a 5.56 or a 223 is .224, but it's still .22 caliber. In fact, .22 long rifle is actually .223. So those calibers in .22 are exempt. So there's two different areas right here that we need to be concerned about. Of course, the ATF recently banned any Russian importation on the 5.5 by 3.9 ammunition. It was the 7N6 ammo, and this had a penetrator core in it as well. Well, what happened was somebody submitted a pistol that was in 5.45 by 3.9, and so immediately it goes on the list. Now, there are a lot of military rifle designs that are now being redesigned as pistols, and one of the dangers with that is that any caliber that has a pistol configuration out there that's a rifle caliber, we could have more problems with supposed AP rounds. Listen, a rifle, any rifle pretty much, will go through your Type 3 body armor. They're not made to defeat rifle ammunition at all. So it doesn't even matter if it's all lead core or what. It's not going to withstand rifle ammunition. And so really this is a moot point. Secondly, the M855 or the SS109, I think there was one documented case where it was used against an officer in the past 30 years. So get behind these things, guys, and stand with them. You know, I always feel much better when I've sent a letter, when I've made a phone call, when I've done my due diligence. And, you know, we enjoy these firearms, but we shouldn't count on everybody else to fight the fight. We all need to get together. We all need to fight the fight. Put the pressure on the ATF, put the pressure on your Congress and your Senate, and let them know that we oppose this ban of this ammunition. Again, I'll have all the letters and the action details down below in the description. Now, they're going to stop allowing public comments on March 16th. So make sure you get this done immediately. Again, please send an email immediately. And you'll be glad you did, and you'll know that you've done a part to stand up against this infringement on our Second Amendment rights. Because ammunition is a key, vital part of the Second Amendment. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic.